Welcome back to the Clay Studios oil painting tutorial. We are in class 11, possibly the final class of Gaja Lakshmi painting. I am Gomati Sivasankaran. We are working on this painting. We have crossed about 10 hours of work already, and this painting means this is, yes, Gaja Lakshmi. Gaja refers to elephant, so she's also known as the elephant goddess. But really, she refers to one of the 8 forms of Lakshmi avatars that are known for all the positive propensities of life, and Gaja Lakshmi being the one that attracts all the positive attributes, really the central figure there. Yes, so and we chose a little one for that. We have been working on this painting for a while now. We chose little girls for the pictures. In this particular picture, we have a Chinese little girl, and this is one of the, I think, out of the 8 paintings that I did, this is the little girl. So she's also become my favorite, if you have not guessed it by now. We have been working on layers 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, nearing completion with layer 5. These layers have taught us how to take an idea that is, that's having references but not really there, and combining those multiple references and, strategizing, laying down a flat plan, and then from that flat image, how do we grow that into a painting like this. So we have been learning a lot from this. I have been learning a lot from this journey, and I feel you also did. We are nearing completion. There's a lot of little things to be done, and I know that you all are also really thinking, oh, there's a lot of things there to work on. Let's go by step. First doing the elephant today, because we haven't done the elephant's base. We'll do the elephant, both the elephants, and then we will work on her clothing, and also simultaneously, because the colors are similar, just a coat of that. And once we are done with that, we will go back to the lotus flowers and her ribbons. Finally, the gold coins falling down, stumbling down, yes, and also the water falling down. Oh my God. All right, so we have these elements to work on. Okay, I'm just going to make a note of all these things because I don't want to forget it as well. This is so okay, so elephant, water from the pots, ribbons, clothing, lotuses, and then the gold coins. When we do water from the pots, we also need to adjust the water a little bit on the sides here for my sake. Goofed up a little. Okay, so starting with the elephants, I'm gonna take titanium white, but I have, the kind of yellow golden color very close to it in my palette, so I'm going to tweak in a little bit of that so it doesn't look totally white. or you can add pink. I mean, it's really not so much into, you know, the details, but there's also another plan to doing this. If you want to take a bit more of oil, just like the way you did the face and skin tones, you know, taking a little more of oil and checking that it doesn't fall down. Still roll down the palette by holding it vertically, and then you are ready to do the filling also for the elephants, bringing them down, so it's a little bit easier for me to work on, going over those nice contours lightly. So this shading helps me kind of define those spaces one more time, and because it's lighter, it's going to still reflect the shading that we did previously. So that's an easier way to handle it. So I'll finish this elephant. Yeah, I think this helps because I want to keep the previous shading and lighten it up a bit rather than starting a new shading idea. This is easier, at the same time it is effective. That's one thing. And about the other elephant, I think there was an adjustment that I made in the last session as well, so I'm adding this particular angle that was missing, and even in here this angle has to be slightly sharper. Fixed, adjusted, all cool. Let's keep taking another color. Wipe off the brush, clear off. I have earbuds ready, you know, for all this accidents, and so just wipe off that section where the yellow really hit hard, and okay, accident averted. Working on the elephant here. Okay, nice. This way, you don't need to over exaggerate and do one more, you know, detailing, because the detailing from the previous session itself holds good here. But then I would have to work on the eye of the animal, because I think there must be slight little eyelashes sort of a thing, if I remember correctly. I'm just going to check. That correction has been done here. Yes. Okay. Good. I'm going to look at the picture one more time. I think I did see. No, it doesn't have eyelashes though, but it's got a good accentuation of the eye. Let's work on that. Ivory black will do. Okay, so the core of the eye, and then the curve, upper curve is really nice. Really accentuated. And then it has, I'm wiping off the brush, but it's going to take, when I take the white, it's going to turn slightly gray, very what do you call, a minute gray. You might not notice. I'm just going to give that as one more scoop on the top of the eye here, and the same in the just to accentuate and give it effect that it is possibly right, that is good. Now I want to use slight bit of crimson also, wantedly pushing it through here to give a nice accentuation effect here. So the gray and that pink is just giving the effect nicely. Just doing a little bit of that shading underneath the eye, but not too much. Whatever color is left over, so it's just lighter, and that's it. And then about the base here of the trunk, you want to show those folds, so I'm just working on them nicely. Using a ivory black, very thin. Yes, I guess that is enough here. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I guess that is taken care of now. Yes, I would like to also use a little bit of burnt umber to accentuate the jawline a bit. Yes, because the rest is taken care of, the rest is fine. Yeah, and I think if we used the gold here to adjust the shape of it here, because that's where the shape isn't going right, I can see. Okay, better, I guess. Yeah, as I noticed in the last session also when I was coming to the close. Okay, yeah, done. So I guess we will say the elephant is done. Let's work on the water falling down from the elephant and also eventually the water. I have a tiny bit of primary blue left over in my in my palette. So I'm first doing the kind of showery spots here, and then we will accentuate it with the white as well. I want to use the same color to do a slight finish here so it doesn't look odd. I said I wanted to do a little bit of correction here, so that is also kind of have taken care of, I hope, yes. Because I want to do it consistently here. Yes. So both the sections, I just want it to be slightly darker around the space, so she's brought in to the front. And also the corrections that we made, I just don't want it to show up also so clearly. Done. Done. Yes. Cool. So that's taken care of. Now let's do the water. I'm taking titanium white to do the white streaks as well. So it's really blue and white put together. They're falling down. So we have done the water streaks now. Yeah, they're cool. Really falling on her. Cool. Done. The water shower is taken care of. Now let's work on her crimson clothing. For that, you know what I'm going to do? Going to take, so I'm using so whatever I'm using in terms of brushes, it's just zeros and ones only. Just like the way we did in our previous session. I'm wiping off. I'm just taking crimson, adding a bit of oil, again checking whether it falls down. Okay, good, because I want to start working on her clothing and also the clothing of the elephants. I'm going to give one nice coating of this velvety crimson on the elephant's clothing. Nice. And then do the same here as well. So I think we mixed a combination of colors and did a very nice very nice job with the previous coat. So it's going to just accentuate when we do this shiny layering. So each time, I'm not telling you, but you know, you understand that the sides are also equally important. Yes, cool. So now for her clothing itself, I'm going to give this a very nice touch, being very careful because there's a lot of contours that is coming up with the jewelry. We know that. Use a micro brush to go around. I'm using brush number 1 flat to go around. And I think it is fine. I'm not touching the intricate layers yet. And when it comes to the belt, there were a few adjustments I wanted to make because the shapes of the belt also had changed, shifted a little. Okay, that's it, I guess. We are not going to do more than that here. And this skirt area also, really some of the sections are going to be now hidden in the backdrop, you know, it's going to go into the backdrop because there's going to be gold coins falling down. So you just keep this as slightly as possible. If you want to darken it, you can. I feel I have used enough of darker tonalities, so I'm not doing it. But if you haven't, you will have to do that in the sections. I noticed one more error. In this corner. Need blue. Need that turquoise blue to darken this. Taken care of now, yes. Now you go back to the crimson. Give the shading a nice angle. So all is fine here as well. Okay, so I'm going to choose to give a tiny bit of white shine in only in sections. So taking tiny bit of titanium white and throwing it in some sections where I want it to be slightly lighter, and just sporadically pushing that in to show some light, but I don't want it to turn pink also. It is turning pink, do you see that? So I'm just giving that, and then I will take a little more of the crimson to go over again, so it doesn't lighten up too much, but it just gives a nice lift of shading where the light falls. Yeah? And here I'm just going to give a bit of white trace, but there is light falling due to the gold coins as well. I want to have that. Okay, so I want to bring her to the front a little, so I am going to take titanium white very, very lightly in the and I'm just going to streak, you know, this here and the contours nicely. Yes, cool. And I will also blend it in nicely so it doesn't look too odd. It looks like, you know, there's a shine that is caught in the contours of her body, and light falling and the shine that is natural. So just blend it in ever so lightly so it doesn't really become too visible. You can take a bit of crimson to go around with that. Here you go. The lightness is kind of built, but it doesn't show too much. Yeah, cool. That's good enough. And I want to do the same thing right across her, the space where she is, you know, the contours of her clothing. Let's keep that now. We'll work on it just like that, you know, blending that in as well, ever so lightly. So I'm only using crimson, and I haven't done the what you call darker tonality with black or burnt umber, because I have enough of that from the previous layer and it is transparent. But in case you don't, you will have to do that as well. Just look at the contours where there could be darkness and go for it. I actually remember that the skirts lining has to be shown here, so I'm adding a bit of darkness here. Most of it will be gone because of yeah, because of the gold coins falling, so you'll not get to see most of it. Yeah, but let's just do this. So here, yes, it is dark enough in most of the places, so lightening a tiny bit around those edges. Again, these are all strokes. I'm just being very cautious in creating, not too much. That is in relation to what we have as clothing to do. I have to do a little bit of lighter shading on highlighting on these dots, bringing them right underneath here to give them an effect, because they are looking like they are really hanging by themselves. Just giving them a slight accentuation with white. And there's one other thing to do. We already have enough darkness, but we don't need to do too much of it. I'm taking a bit of burnt umber to crimson and blending that in ever so lightly, giving those contours of the dragon and all these, jewelry elements, a little bit of shading sporadically. Again, we have enough, but a little more will help accentuate, because all these things are on the clothing. Yeah, the jewelry is on top of the clothing, so let's create that shadow for them also. Cool. So let's look at the tasks at hand. How many are we done? Let's work on the lotus. Okay, the lotus is, I just want her to be really on the lighter side. So the lotus flower, I'm taking titanium white, and we did use crimson to do the shading and such. It's really light pink. I'm using this, and we'll do the shading with crimson. And I want to give some oil to test, and check if it is fluid enough that it will capture what we have done from the previous layer, but then help us in smoothing. So adding titanium white, So it's really very light pink that I'm using because I want to darken, then I will add crimson on the go. So I'm just doing this and adding a bit more of oil. I think looks good. Going for the lotus flowers that she is holding in her hand. Okay. Cool. And then now I'm going to work on the contours of this flower. I'll have to pull this up a little bit so that we can see there is an error about it. There is to be, this one has to go slightly up, so it balances. It is going slightly up here, and this one is okay. These things are intact. Okay, minor corrections. I think this correction I think we did in the last session though. Keep that angle in view. Yeah, fine. So minor corrections and ready for the work. So throwing in the angles first so we could see clearly where things are. Good. Contours of this base. It is, some part of it you cannot even see because, yeah, there will be coins falling down, but still I just want to be sure of this. This is where it's a chicken and egg situation. Do we draw the, do we paint on the flowers first or do the coins first? It's always a So I have now enough oil. I'm going to throw the whitey, creamy shade in. At least 3/4 of every petal will have that shade. So it is getting lighter now, and I wanted that as a contrast also. I think we drew it lighter in fact in the beginning, but I'm just getting it slightly one more zone lighter. And then of course right now when we add the crimson, it will start making sense. Being cautious here, I don't want to shade too much anyways. Here we will Yeah, we'll have gold coins coming. We're keeping on talking about our gold coins, huh? Right. Now we're there with the shading here. So I'm just doing a transparent shade so you can see what is there underneath. Cool, I guess we managed this part. The petals right behind, just take care of that. Okay. So we start with a crimson game now. Yes, I'm gonna take same, crimson that is slightly on the oily end, oil not falling down, test completed. So I am ready to move on to doing the contours from the bottom. Yes, let's do this. Filling in ever so lightly, shading. Oh wow, smoothly it blends there. So it's accentuating very smoothly, blending in with the white. You can take it up, you can take it as long as you would like to. Bring it up. Here. Blending it in smoothly. I'm going and you can see me that I'm moving up and down, but I'm actually going in the contour angle so of the petal. Yes. Done. Let's do this. Pulling this through in both ways. This is the center one. I'm just making a U there. Goes well. Finishing up with the shading behind. I think I don't want to do too much of that here. Okay, so slightly bit more of pink shade. Just looking for, usually I make mistake with a cup. So I'm just, putting my head right in the front. So sorry for that. Just checking. Okay. This angle looks fine. I am convinced with this, but This one needs still an adjustment, so we're going to work on that here, starting with that here. That's the angle that has gone, yeah. So taking in a little more of crimson to go over this, not using black this time because I think I have already done that and the shade is still coming through. I don't need to do this again, I think. Let's see. It's the same story as in the clothing idea. it is showing still. You could give, if you think you want to highlight a little more. I feel I have enough of it here. Yes, kind of attached now, kind of adjusted. Yeah. Okay. Looks good. I'm adding a tiny bit of crimson to this as well to make it a little more blushy here. Yeah. Happy with the strokes. In some places I can still see that I have adjusted. I see the blue from the previous layers. I'm just trying to do that again, so that's what I'm doing right now. Better. Cool. Right. Okay. Let's go back to the lotus flowers on the top. Nice contouring. Taking a bit of crimson and doing the contours ever so lightly. And I want to use zero brush rather to pull things up. Kind of works. I take a little more of the white to sharpen the contours. Nice. Okay, here as well. We also need olive green for the stem. I have a bit of olive green with me. I'm not doing anything about shading or such. I'm just adding one more coat of it and throwing in that line one more time. And this green also needs to go, I'll tell you where. It has to go on the elephant's clothing contour. there is this, I have noticed that it's a part of the clothing, that it ends with a nice green contour for the elephant in the real picture. So I wanted to use the green also, you know, kind of positive symbol there. So there is some green also in her hand, and also a part of the elephant. So just adding that contour nicely, so that accentuates the velvety effect that we have given to the clothing. Done. And I want a tiny bit of burnt umber to go underneath the lotus flower that she's holding, and having one strong angle there to give a shade. Done. So lotus flowers taken care of, clothing taken care of, ribbon and gold coins. Okay, how far are we doing with the time? Fairly good. Let's do the ribbons. The ribbons. Okay, how are the ribbons done? Let's look at her picture. Oh Lord. Okay. Now, she's got yellow ribbons. Oh, she does. She's got pink ribbons. She's having that. So we're not going to paint those ribbons again, but we want to create those effect of shading. I'm talking like I know what I'm doing, but really this ribbons is for the first time that I'm trying. Anyone help me? Okay, I'm gonna give it a try. Make an honest effort, yes, on the ribbons. I'm taking the pure, a permanent yellow without any color mixture to add on and give a lighter impact in some of the places first, and then for the ribbon angles there are shiny parts of the ribbon that are coming into the front, and the ones that are going in the back, that is a tactic. So we use burnt umber to be on the safer side, and then if things go well, black. So I'm just making the curve. Let's say I'm making the curve and bringing it to the so this looks like a I'm basically contouring every color and giving it a kind of small knot or a ring underneath, so it gives a feel that there is something going inside. That I'm doing with burnt umber, and I'm also using a bit of ivory black here. Kind of works. Don't ask me how. And if you know better, please teach me. I'm ready to learn. This particular part is new to me. All right, okay, that's a blue one, isn't it? It is funny. First time a child is not shaking her head when the ribbon is put on, but will still struggling with the ribbon. Yeah. So kind of done, and I want that shine to show up in the ribbon. So I'm taking the lightest of the color tonalities, wiping off the black very well, taking the lightest pink for the shine in the ribbons on the pink colors. Okay, the green. Let's take the green and the yellow, because I think it was mixed with green and yellow there to have a brighter green. That is cool. Okay. Cool. Yellow, wipe off, wipe off. Use the yellow. Okay, it's falling like a There is red. I'm going to use the vermilion. And I'm just pulling up the color with no oil there, yeah, because it's a little tough to work with the one that's really oily now. Blue? Okay, where is blue? Turquoise blue. Alright, give it that tint of blue there. Alright. Oh my god, your ribbon is ready, my dear. Hope you like it. Okay, cool. I guess I am done with the ribbons. For that much of a hair, look at what all she's got. Okay. Anyways, let's go back to the gold coins now. Aren't we finishing up? But the final one is always a difficult one. So I'm taking a zero brush. First of all, starting with the target area. So the gold coins are falling from here. Okay, so that is, I'm going to make some circles fall down first. Just overall, I know that it's all wet here. So the colors are mixing. I'm not bothering too much. I'm just planning on where things will fall, how things will fall. Okay, so that's going to be some of the falling here down. That was the planning for the fall from the pot. The coins falling from the center of her hand. So start here, make those way. Okay, it's going to disturb whatever we did here. The colors are going to come. Do not worry too much. Ever so lightly start marking them. They are falling in this direction here. Kind of planned. Now I'm going to go for a push. I need another brush to play with this. I have taken a zero brush that is slightly bigger. You could take brush number 1 or 2. 1 is enough, I think. Yeah. Brush number 1 and make patches of those circles now. Whenever you get other pink colors or other colors, wipe off. I think I mixed enough of this gold for the previous class, so the yellow with yellow ochre, so it is working. And let's not have too much of oil flowing in this color. You know why? I'm putting some more circles or coins on the way, making this fall, look thicker, fuller. Yes. Happy with the fall? Now I'm going to work on the fall on the other side. I'll start in the reverse because these are lighter tonalities, and over there I have really challenging colors. I don't want my brush to catch them. Here it gets wilder. Yep. We expected, isn't it? Okay, some more gold. Too many gold coins for a little hand, eh? But she can do it, eh? Yes, I have the plant ready. I think she looks pretty, and we are now ready to do the contours of the coins. Hey, it isn't easy. Who told you so? Okay, but we are really nearing the finish line of it. We know that, isn't it? So let's give the coins a nice contouring with. I'm using burnt umber. Just going around and giving those nice little angles. You can give black contouring. It's really up to you. Then we need to give a little bit of titanium white highlights also to the coins. Oh yeah, we'll get there. Yeah, it's just a matter of few more minutes. We are nearing the finish. Okay. Yes. Okay. I guess I am done with the darker shading, so I'm just going to take a little bit of white to give some punches to the coins, some of the coins to have some shine to it. So just taking in a little bit of white and throwing it in so lightly. So it is. So it's the opposite. Wherever I have given the darker shade, I'm just trying to give this in the opposite of the circle, so it just blends in that way and gives a feel of something falling down. Nearly there with this. I give that shine also in the coins that are on the plate, so you just want it to be looking like the same. Finish. By the time we are finishing this up, I just wanted to tell you thank you so much for being a part of this. And if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, you would like me to talk to you, you can share the pictures, and also let me know what kind of query you have, and I'll see how I can help you. We'll have a Teams call, Zoom call, or something to interact, so we could understand a little better from what it is. Just think of it, you don't want to exactly do the copy of this, but if you think there must be a reason why you want such a thing. So if you think that you are nowhere near the references you have picked up, and you are attempting on something which is not happening at all, do let me know. And that's exactly where I think I can also try to understand and learn from you as well, as to what your thought process was, and try to help you. So as much as I can. So that's exactly the point. Supported at least to you, the DK. We are finished with this painting. One last thing that I do. You always worry, okay, one last thing. No. I'm just going to show you what I do. So you know that I will sign my painting, and when I sign, I do use a a two layer. I have shown you that I have put up my left arm thumb impression here, and I'm going to take titanium white to start at least the signature to show you what I do. I write on top of my thumb impression, I write the letter G of my first name, Gomati, and that's where I start the signature. So that's how I do it, and then I'll go on writing the full name and details and such here. So that's the starting point of my signature to show you. When you have seen the full painting in the GLAC Studios website and such, you will see that it's signed fully and you have everything ready. I also do one more thing. There is thumb impression right behind the face of Gaja Lakshmi, like any other paintings that I do, to make sure that there is authenticity. When somebody is trying to buy, then he or she knows that that is original from me. So that's about it. I am done with the painting, and so are you, I hope. Let's see how she looks overall. I'm just pushing her back. Pushing her back a little and away from the overall view. And let's see how she looks. Thank you very much for following through. I hope you have learned from this session. I hope we will meet again for another session together. There is also 7 other paintings of similar nature from girls from other countries available for you to check out from my website, and also in the same portal that you are checking out this content from. So please do write to me, and also share your comments and feedback. Support at theglastudio.dk. Thank you very much for sharing this positivity with me. Bye bye.